What is going on, Crimson City? My name is Crimson CBAD, and I am bringing you guys our Week 8 Team Builder in WBE. We are going against my boy GalacticElliot, coach of the Chicago Cubchoos. We are not looking so hot this season, looking to bounce back, looking to do a little bit of, gain some momentum back, hopefully carry on to the playoffs. So if you guys are excited, be sure to leave a like on this video. Your guys' support is always greatly appreciated. Of course, make sure you guys subscribe so you don't miss out on tomorrow's battle. And Elliot's YouTube channel will be in the description of this video, so you guys can go check out his team builder, see what he's bringing, why he's bringing it, and of course, go show him some love. Drop a sub over there so you don't miss out on his side of the battle as well. We're going to briefly talk about his team per usual, and then I'm going to go on ahead and start talking about our team for the battle. So, you guys see the teams on the screen. Elliot has Excadrill, Goodra, Togekiss, Volcarona, Mega Medicham, Cinccino, however you want to say that, Vaporeon, Cofagrigus, Skuntank, Levani, and Gigalith. Right out of the gate, you see he's got the Sandcore with Gigalith and Excadrill. He's only brought Gigalith 2 out of the matches, to my knowledge. Let me double check that. My information is a little lacking right now. I believe it's only been two matches so far, but we can double check that real quick. Yeah, 2 of the matches so far he has brought it to, but he's brought Excadrill 6 out of 7 weeks. So I do anticipate the Excadrill to show up. But the fact that if he does run a Sandcore, I don't see it. I really see more of like a specially defensive Excadrill coming this week just to kind of handle Mega Latias. But I do have obviously the ground EMZ, and I can run a physical Mega Latias. So I'm really interested to see if he does bring it and how he brings it. Goodra is a bulky dragon type Pokemon. You guys should be familiar with Goodra. If not, typically seen running Assault Vest. There's a lot more in the singles meta right now where you see like a Choice Specs or a Choice Band. Does have the Stab Sipper ability, which makes it immune. It raises the attack by 1 stage if it's hit by a grass type move. He's only brought that a few times as well, only 2 times out of 7. So again, could be coming, could not be coming. Still want to you want to make sure you got all your ducks in a row, or however the hell that expression goes. Togekiss is Fairy Flying, so right there he irons out his Steel Fairy Dragon Core. The Serene Grace ability is completely obnoxious, and I think it's very difficult to deal with, because if you try to keep a lighthearted, theme with the whole league thing, and then all of a sudden, just flinch hacks or para hacks or whatever, Togekiss can be very obnoxious to deal with. Does have a base 80 speed. It's nothing too crazy there. Volcarona's base 100 fire bug type Pokemon, has access to Quiver Dance, has access to Fiery Dance, can Calm Mind, has recovery with Roost. It's a Pokemon you got to be careful for. Mega Medicham hits like an absolute tank. It's with the Pure Power ability. After Mega Evolves, it does come up to a base 100 Speedmon. So it does have a really good matchup against our team, I feel like, especially with Elemental Punches. Newly acquired, I believe, Cinccino on his team. Cinccino did make its debut last week. It picked up 4 kills, and it ended up sweeping, from what it looks like. So I'm actually kind of worried about that. But Cinccino has 115 base speed. It can be run, because of that speed, it can be run like a banded set, especially you guys can see he's got the Levani, so if he does bring webs or anything, it's possible that, we got to be careful with that. We really got to be careful with that. So we're already a slow team anyways, so I don't think webs are too much of a priority, considering we're already like a slow base team, but we'll see how it goes. Vaporeon, a bulky water type, Scald, Roar, Toxic, Wish, Baton Pass, Ice Beam, Shadow Ball, different coverage moves and stuff for that. Has the water absorbability, so we got to be careful about dropping Primarina in on that thing. Cofagrigus is a bulky ghost type with the Mummy ability. If we physically touch it, we lose our ability, and we gain the Mummy ability, which is a cool ability in my opinion. I can see it being ran defensively with like Berry this week. I believe that's the Ghost Berry. I can see like a defensive set with Berry just for a Alolan Marowak, just in case he is concerned about that. Skuntank, Poison Dark type, also a Defogger on his team. Has access to Sucker Punch, can have special moves like Dark Pulse and Sludge Bomb and Flamethrower, and it's a really niche mon, I feel like. Levani, Bug Grass, you don't really see this do too much other than, set up webs and try to endeavor something or knock off or get a cheeky move in or something. And then Gigalith, of course, sturdy ability, Sandstream, can be a rock setter. We'll see how it is. Things to note on his team. Excadrill and Gigalith can both set rocks. Cofagrigus can set up Toxic Spikes. Excadrill can Rapid Spin, and he has 2 Defoggers in the form of Togekiss and Skuntank. And he has 2 Heal Bellers in the form of Togekiss and Vaporeon. So let's go ahead and talk about our team for a brief moment, if I may have your time. Up first, we have Delta the Mega Latias, Toxic Recover, Dragon Pulse, Psyshock, 76 in HP, max defense, 180 speed with a timid nature. This is really just to make sure we can get hits off on Mega Medicham. It also does outspeed the Volcarona, and we're able to Toxic that thing if he decides to set up. We can Dragon Pulse it, we can Side Shock it. The Bug Stab is obviously super effective, so putting those things on a timer, being able to damage them really will turn out nicely for us. Being able to outspeed them by 1 point. Aside, if the Volcarona does get up a Quiver Dance, is really cool. Toxic in case he feels like switching things in on this thing, like Goodra, like Togekiss, like the Vaporeon, like the Cofagrigus. Skuntank obviously does do a little bit of number. He can try to Pursuit Trap us. Dragon Pulse is, if I'm not mistaken, let me double check this calc really quickly. I believe Dragon Pulse is actually doing quite a bit to the gosh diggity darn Skuntank over here. So let's just pick up a random set. Dragon Pulse is a 2-hit KO. Pursuit not withdrawn from an Adamant max attack Skuntank is doing 26 to 32. So Sucker Punch does do quite a bit. That does have a chance to 2-hit KO us depending on the rolls. So we might Dragon Pulse, then recover, then Dragon Pulse again in case it does come in on things like that. Like I said, it is a defogger, so we may switch out. He may think that and go for the defog if we are able to get our hazards up, which I do anticipate being able to happen. Side Shock hits everything else. Excadrill, like I said, I think Spadef Excadrill kind of sits in front of this thing in Mold Breaker, Earthquake. But we do have Skarmory on the team, so I'm not too worried about that. Goodra, it'll hurt Dragon Pulse. It'll hurt Goodra, Dragon Pulse. It'll hurt Togekiss with Side Shock. Volcarona, we can hit with Side Shock. Volcarona, we can also put on a timer. Volcarona, we can also hit with Dragon Pulse, because I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Volcarona's got a much higher, special defense of 105. I mean, Side Shock is a clean 2-hit KO. If he does have Bug Buzz from, like, a timid set, that's doing quite a bit. However, we do outspeed it, and we are able to 2-hit KO with Side Shock, because it does have 65 base defense. I got disconnected off of my Showdown. Come on, Showdown, what are you doing today? Good thing this match isn't being played on Showdown. So, that's something to note. What else? The Mega Medicham, we can, let's run some calcs really quickly. I just got back from TwitchCon, actually, so I'm all in a tizzy. Dragon Pulse 2-hit KOs Mega Medicham. Ice Punch does do way more than that, but we do outspeed it, so we are able to. Let me double check. Bullet Punch. Ice Punch and a Bullet Punch doesn't even knock us out from full, which is good to know. And that's, let me double check. That's Jolly. Adamant, if he gets 2 high rolls, does have the chance to knock us out. Bullet Punch into Ice Punch. Or Ice Punch into Bullet Punch, rather. The Chinchino, I'm not too worried about. We can handle that pretty nicely as well. If he is like a Life Orb set. Dragon Pulse, a 2-hit KO. He does outspeed us, so Tail Slap with 5... a max speed Tail Slap, or a max count Tail Slap, obviously because of the skill link ability, does do a bit of damage to us, but Dragon Pulse is doing 76% of that thing anyway, so with some hazards up, we'll be able to take a hit, knock that thing out. The Vaporeon, I'm not too worried about. Side Shock, Toxic that thing unless he's got the heal belt. Same thing with Cofagrigus. We can Toxic that thing and wear it down. Skuntank, we already discussed. Levani, all that good stuff. So, next up here, one of our potential sweepers this week. Cubchoos. One of these days, I'm going to pull off a Scolipede sweep, damn it. Cubchoos, the Life Orb Scolipede, Speed Boost, Rock Slide, Earthquake, Poison Jab, Swords Dance, Max Attack, Adamant, 44 in defense, and a 212 speed with an Adamant nature. We are outspeeding Levani by 1 point with this. We're able to get off a Poison Jab off if he decides to lead with it. Goes for his webs. We are able to OHKO it. And then we just kind of go from there. Earthquake hits the Excadrill. Poison Jab hurts the Goodra. Poison Jab hurts Togekiss. Rock Slide kills Volcarona. Earthquake hits the Mega Medicham. Earthquake hits the Chinchino. Poison Jab hits the Vaporeon. Earthquake goes for the Cofagrigus. Earthquake goes for the Levani. Poison Jab for the Levani. I'm sorry. Earthquake for the Skuntank. Poison Jab for the Levani. Earthquake for the Gigalith. So at +2, we do just kind of run through shop. It's just a dependent on if we can get that +2 off. Because we can poke some holes for sure. It's just a matter of if we can get that +2 off. And hopefully we won't need to get to +2. Hopefully we can just kind of set this thing in with the Life Orb and go. Something that I've got on the gate right here. We've got Mercury the Pre-Marina. He's rocking the Choice Specs Torrent ability. Sparkling Aria, Moonblast, Ice Beam, Aqua Jet. 172 HP, 252 special attack, modest nature, 84 EVs in speed. So what does that do? So Sparkling Aria, we already discussed. I'm not bringing any burn users, and he doesn't have anything that would appreciate a Flame Orb. So Sparkling Aria actually does more than Scald, and the things that Scald would kill like with a burn, I mean, Sparkling Aria is just a better move in my opinion. It's increased power. It goes through subs. Scald will be better in certain weeks if I do need to snag a burn on something, but honestly, like, I'm not too worried about it, especially with the Choice Specs. Moonblast, his switch into a Choice Specs Moonblast is quite honestly like Excadrill, and that's like a Spadef Excadrill. It 2-hit KOs damn near everything on his team, honestly. Ice Beam is there. Ice Beam hits the Togekiss. Ice Beam hits the Leavanny. Ice Beam hits the Goodra. Honestly, Choice Specs Moonblast from a Primarina is disgusting. And then Aqua Jet's there's like a last-minute priority if he does bring the Sand Rush Drill and he's like running low because he's got the Life Orb and I can fire off an Aqua Jet into this thing and be able to knock it out. I think that'll be handy. I was going to bring Energy Ball for the Vaporeon, but Moonblast is still 2-hit KOing anyways. So I wasn't super worried about that. I really wasn't super worried about that. I actually just rebuilt this. Casey Bones, there was a much different set here earlier. But right before recording, I was going over the team, and I was like, I don't know. So, Casey Bones, the Alolan Marowak, Shookberry, Lightning Rod ability, Rocks, Blitz, Boomerang, Shadow Bone, 188 in HP, 68 in attack, 252 max special defense with a careful nature. That is helping us deal with the Togekiss quite a lot. It can't T-Wave us, obviously. Air Slashes aren't going to be doing too much to us. We can set up Rocks. We can Shadow Bone that thing. Sugarberry is going to help with Excadrill. If we are 1v1 versus Excadrill, 68 in attack does ensure it is a 100% OHKO every time with Flare Blitz, provided he's not Akaberry or has any sort of defensive investment or HP investment. That is like your standard Sand Rush Excadrill. We are Flare Blitzing that. Boomerang, just in case we need to go for it on the Skuntank. If he's got the Shookberry, it does pop the Shookberry in the first hit and then does more damage the second time. Shadow Bone's just really nice stab to have. Super effective against Cofagrigus. Does do a little bit of number to the Togekiss and the Vaporeon as well. I don't really want to stay in on the Vaporeon too much, but it is something to note. Next up here, we are bringing Skarmory, Panzeron, the Rocky Helmet Skarmory, Sturdy Ability, Whirlwind, Roost, Brave Bird, and Spikes. Max HP, 252 max defense, 4 in speed with an Impish nature. The 4 in speed is in case he decides to creep with like Vaporeon or something. Actually, you know what? Then I should do this. Boop. Boop. There we go. So now if he decides to speed creep by 1 with the Vaporeon, we're outspeeding him by 1 as well. We can Whirlwind around, we can phase around the rocks that we can get up with a Alolan Marowak. We can go for the spikes as well. We can roost off any damage. If I recall, Thunder Punch. Let me double check here. Skarmory. Oh, another thing to talk about. I was running Rockhead earlier with the Alolan Marowak just in case Flare Blitz recoil. I didn't want that to happen. But I realized that, here, I'll double check the counts really quickly. Casey Bones, and then Metacham. So, yeah, a Zen Headbutt for Mega Metacham is going to hurt if he brings it, but I really don't think he can bring Psychic Stab. I think he has to bring, like, High Jump Kick, Elemental Punch, and then, like, Priority. So I don't think Zen Headbutt's coming. But, like, High Jump Kick and Fake Out obviously don't touch us. Bullet Punch doesn't touch us. Thunder Punch gives us the immunity. So it's a good little defensive pairing with the Skarmory, I feel like. Fire Punch, I don't see why he'd bring that. I think it's like Priority, High Jump Kick, 2 Elemental Punches. So that's how I think it's coming along. But let's double check Skarmory here really quickly. We are 244 now. There we go. High Jump Kick hurts, but we can turn around and Brave Bird it. Thunder Punch is doing a... Thunder Punch is a 2-hit KO as well, but again, Brave Bird knocks the thing out every time. So pretty much if it's Skarmory versus Mega Metacham, I'm gonna click Brave Bird. It's a huge threat, and I really don't want to deal with it. I really don't want to deal with it, honestly. So it's one of those mons that you're just like, really? Why did you draft this? So last up but not least, we do have Pennywise the Conkeldurr, AV Guts, Mach Punch, Drain Punch, Rock Slide, Knockoff. Max Special Defense just to boost the special defense boost we get from the Assault Vest. Mach Punch for the priority is really nice once we start getting rid of things. I can knock off in front of the Cofagrigus, and if I lose my Guts ability, I don't mind it too much. I can also Rock Slide to Scout if he goes for a Will-O-Wisp, and then I keep my Guts. That's another thing to keep in mind as well. In case he's like Colbur with Will-O-Wisp, he'll get rid of my Mummy and then go for the Willow. So, something to note there. But other than that, Mach Punch hurts a lot of his team. Drain Punch hurts a lot of his team. Rock Slide hurts the Togekiss in the Volcarona. Mach Punch priority is good against Chinchino. Drain Punch and Knockoff are really good against Vaporeon and Cofagrigus, provided he's not Colbur. But I typically, like, when you bring a Cofagrigus, like I said earlier, I thought about Castleberry against the Shadow Bone from Marowak, but I do think the Colbur is also a really likely play. And then, yeah, priority is just really, really good. 140 base attack. What else can you do with that? So, all that being said, that's going to be our team builder. It was a little bit longer than I anticipated. I apologize. I kind of rambled a little bit. I'm trying to get all my, what did I say earlier? All my ducks in a row. I try to get all my ducks in a row after TwitchCon. So, I hope you guys have enjoyed. If you have, be sure to leave a like on the video. Your guys' support is always greatly appreciated. Of course, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on tomorrow's battle. All that being said, I want to remind you guys to be great and do great. I'm going to let this outro bang. I'm going to talk to y'all soon. Later.